4, 3, 2, 1, go. Hey guys, Ranchin here, bringing all the stuff commentary. This is going to be the second set group G of the round 32 of the Nate MSL. We're going to have Type B up against Cal, playing on Odd Eye. We're going to have Type B as the Zerg player, of course, at the lower right-hand position at the 5 o'clock as the purple Zerg. We're going to have Cal as the red protoss at the upper left-hand position, 11 o'clock. Cal looking a little bit different. Oh yeah, no glasses. Wow. No glasses. And did you do something with your hair? Ooh, looking old fancy or something. I don't know. Cal back in the day used to be a sort of a PvZ specialist, but now he's kind of really rounded up his matchups. I believe his PvT is the best at the moment at 60%. 60 might have been 58, but around that mark. Still a fairly good player overall. I still remember kind of back in the day, he used to play very good StarCraft, used to bring some overall great games, and used to surprise everybody really back in the day. I forget what MSL it was called, but it was Jaedong's MSL, where he really surprised everybody by getting into the finals. Like, what the hell? Why is this guy doing in the finals? How did he get here? And then, of course, he lost to Jaedong in 4 games. But still came out of nowhere, and after that he really just went on a road to prove himself that he did deserve to be one of the best Protoss players out there, and he was, back when the Dragons were, you know, the Dragons, he was one of them. Maybe not one of their strongest, but he still was one of the best Protoss players, and he is still one of the better Protoss players out there. Definitely a high A-class player, not really S-class, I wouldn't put him quite up there, but a very, very powerful player nonetheless. He's going to get the scout in there, he's going to be annoying, going to spot that overpull coming up. Kind of spot that there could be some aggression coming in, so he's going to be forced to put down those 2 cannons. Also, last PvZ I commentated PvZ on this map just yesterday with Nuke. Wait a minute, what am I talking about? It wasn't on this map. It was on Holy World. Just kind of looking at the architecture for 2 seconds. For some reason, I felt it was almost the same, except it's not at all alike. But just confusing myself there. But yeah, being very annoying with his probe, just preventing that natural coming up. Really gonna force Type E to probably get another drone out there. Oh no, Cal messing up to 1 second. Type E with heads-up play. But yeah, go on Nuke's account. We dueled Stork versus Quanro. That was a freaking awesome game. So go watch it. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but go watch it. We dueled it. I was insanely tired, and you can actually hear that. I didn't think I was while I was commentating, but then I listened to the commentary. I was like, holy crap! I sound like I'm just about to fall asleep, even though this game is freaking awesome. It's like just the awesomeness of the game was the only thing that kept me alive there. So Nexus first by Cal, pretty much what you want to do against an overpull. He's going to now put down his 2 cannons, and Type B is not even producing much in the way of Zerglings. And Type B really one of those players that can excel, really is just a surprise. Okay, cannon into gateway. Second cannon should be coming up. And, you know, he's spotting that there's no pressure coming, so he doesn't really need to put down the second cannon. But yeah, Type B one of those players really surprising last season, going for all the way to the semifinals in the OSL run. Knocking out Lita in the round of 8, which surprised a lot of people and made me sad, but at the same time they were awesome games, so it's kind of cool. But then he got crushed in the semis by Yellow. I don't know whether it was pressure or it was his ZVZ, but just he kind of crumbled, so nothing else you can really say. But he's a player that's really promising. You should never really count him out. And this group, you know, you might have thought some time ago this group wasn't like epic because it has Hyuk in it. But Type B's really become a good player. Hyuk is good ZVZ, as he proved in the first set. Is decent ZVP player. You knocked Cal out in the Lost Saga MSL in round 32, actually. Didn't get out of the group himself, but he did knock him out. So overall, he's a player that should not be underestimated. Cal still being beautifully keeping his scout alive. He's going to be forced to find a round away. Is going to spot that 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock being put up while he just gets his cybernetics card up and techs up. Now, I guess we should talk about Odd Eye a little bit. Odd Eye, 2-player map, fairly long distances, and I think in that way already that's a little bit of a disadvantage for Zerg. So if pressure is going to be coming, if it gets scouted, there's a lot of space to get scouted, so they're going to be able to get the scout on and spot the pressure coming in. And that 4 o'clock, I just call it the 3 o'clock position that the Zergling's going for there. Cal putting his Stargate inside of his natural expansion, getting all of his stuff in the natural expansion, not a single pylon inside of his main. This I find extremely interesting. Probably spotted an Overlord inside of his main, so decided to go for that. Lair on the opposite side, coming in for Type B. But yeah, that third really has 2 bridges, 2 different locations to attack it from the northwest and the southwest. And already that gives an advantage. A lot of locations to attack from, while Cal, meanwhile, just, I'm not seeing any Zealots from him, but he is getting his weapons 1 upgrades, actually, and putting out instead of doing along. So we're going to see what they're actually going to go for that peaceable first Zealot. In this case, I do see those 2 Zealots out there, but we're going to see what he's actually going to go for a massive ground army over Beast, but finally losing his probe on the ground there. And Spire, early Spire, though, Type Beach is going to go for good old standard 3 base 5 hatch Hydra. But yeah, that 3 o'clock position, fairly difficult to hold, fairly difficult to defend. It's actually, the reinforcement route is fairly long, even though the main is that close. When you look at the minimap, the ramp is all the way to the lower left hand from the main, and there's fairly decent distance. So it actually takes a while to just, if the Protoss exerts pressure in that location, he could run in and just with a force of, let's say, 6 Zealots, go for a 6 Zealot push, and just really do a lot of damage. Meanwhile, he's going to put that second hatchery at his natural as well as that 3 o'clock position, while Cal's just taking up very heavily alongside. Did he put that settle? So he's going to have, it's almost like a going to go for Zealot pressure. He'd put down that second gateway. I assume he's going to wait for exactly a 5-6 Zealots and then go for that 3 o'clock. I'm not seeing it. I'm not sure. Is that a Temple Archives? No, okay, no Temple Archives up yet, but I think leg speed should be ready just as weapons 1 starts kicking in. So as soon as he has that up, he's going to be able to attack that position. And Type A really needs to be ready for this. He really needs to put down his builds the way he wants to. Cal, meanwhile, again being annoying, just getting the full-on scout, trying to get the tech in with a probe. I assume since it was inside the main, I assume it got into the naturals 1 spot of that Spire. Temple Archives now coming up, and there was a drone there coming inside of Cal's base, but it was killed. It should have spotted this target, but it probably did not spot the Citadel. Definitely did not spot the Temple Archives alongside those 2 gateways coming up. Creep Colony going inside the natural expansion alongside the Hydras, and so there is like a very narrow choke now for the Zealots to run in. Decent enough block, and then Evo Chamber alongside that hatchery and that Spore Colony, inside that the Creep Colony inside of the 3 o'clock. So just good building placement overall is one of the things that's really helping the Zerg players being able to just fight off, and Cal, unfortunately, getting one of his Zealots caught, is going to be able to run him back just barely into safety. Lost all of his shields, though. He has, what is that, group of 5 Zealots, no, 6 Zealots running towards other than that expansion or main. Finally